Yo, what is good, YouTube? JLockEmUp here. Today I'm going to share with you guys my top 5 builds for beginners. Now, if you're not a beginner, these builds are also really good, but I chose builds that I thought beginners would like, enjoy, that are actually good, that you will have fun with, and that you don't need to grind to like an absolute 99 overall if you don't wish to. That's kind of my criteria here, to where if you're playing with your friends, your boys, and they play 2K and you don't, that they're not going to be mad at you because you choose a, like slasher at point guard, like pure blue slasher that's small, stuff like that. So guys, for this first build, it's going to be a point guard, it's going to be a sharpshooter. I'm going to go through some of this stuff pretty quick. For this point guard build, max speed that you can get, this agility pie chart. Alright guys, filled out all these stats. You can go through them really quickly. 1 finishing, 30 shooting, 13 playmaking, and 9 defensive rebound. Just copy what I have here. Driving layup, you don't need much finishing, if any at all. Make sure you can make good open layups, but you're not going to be driving, guys. You are a sharpshooter. Stick with what your build does. Shooting, a lot of shooting, really good, guys. You don't need to go to career to max these out. You don't have to have hot spots, so while you're grinding for them, it's nice to have a really good 3-point rating so you can still shoot consistently, and you'll be park ready much faster than other builds because you can still shoot decently. Now once you get your badges and hot spots, this build is insane. You can shoot contested. I'm gonna go through these badges later that you can put on, but it's crazy, guys. Playmaking, 13 badges. You can still dribble some, but it's nothing crazy. For defense, 9 defensive badges. I took what many people would put on their finishing. I took finishing into defense so that you guys can play defense to the best of your ability. Sharpshooters are a little bit on the slower side, so you guys need as much help as you can get on the defensive end. Usually for guys that go slight or compact, doesn't really matter too much. I don't go burly at all. For your height, I choose 6'5". As you go taller, your 3-point rating doesn't get touched until you go above 6'5". That is the sole purpose. You don't get much slower at all. It's only -1 speed. Your physicals don't get hit really much, so I choose 6'5" for a sharp. For your weight, I go minimum. You are a guard, don't need much strength, and strength is, to me, overrated in a lot of aspects, so I'll go minimum weight. For your wingspan, guys, whatever you do not go minimum. You only get a +1 ball control, and every stat takes a hit. What I do is I do the maximum wingspan that I can get with a 95 3-point and mid-range shot, because when you hit 99, that goes up to a 99. Because you only get +4 for your ratings, and that's what I choose. Obviously, spot up shooter, sharpshooter takeover is the best in the game right now, and you shoot from deep crazily. You can green just draped all over you. It's insane, guys. Now let's go to these badges. Finishing badges, guys, either slithery or acrobat. I personally would probably do acrobat so I can do reverse layups, but it doesn't matter. For your shooting badges, you can't really go wrong here. If you're not running guard, you need catch and shoot, hot zone hunter. In range extender, you have to max that out pretty much every single time. Now difficult shots is really good right now. They're going to patch fade, so as that changes, your badges are going to change. Whether you are really good at the game or you're just a beginner, flexible release this year is extremely good. When you mess up your shots, it kind of negates the penalties there. Deadeye's a solid badge to have as well. From there, you don't really have to have green machine. You can't go wrong from this point. You don't need hot start. You can do volume shooter. If you shoot a lot, you can do that green machine. Corner specialist. It really just depends on where you are at. You could do clutch shooter. Clutch shooter actually is a really good badge, especially since you are a sharpshooter, and wherever you throw up late game, if it's open, that thing is dropping. Also, slippery off ball is a sleeper badge this year, so guys, try that out. Try all these different badges out and choose what works with your playstyle. Obviously, green machine doesn't matter if you can't green at all. Volume shooter doesn't matter if you don't take much shots. And from here, it just doesn't matter. You have a 99 3-pointer, so anything works, guys. All right, guys, for the next one, pretty much your non-negotiables are your handles for days, quick first step, and unpluckable. If you guys really want to, you can take down handles for days if you don't dribble like that. But from there, you can have your dimer, lobster finisher, and maybe ankle breakers, base credit. They're gonna right now they don't work too well, but they're gonna fix it eventually. I like dimer a lot this year, and I like lob city passer. It's just really, again, how you play, guys. But unpluckable, you have to have. Quick first step, you have to have. From there, you know, this depends. If you're a really good passer, you're gonna be open more often. Or if you like to dribble, you have your ankle breaker and your space creator, depending on how they work after the patch comes on. But for now, guys, I'm going this Dimer and this Lob City Passer badge. All right, guys, on to the defensive badges. Right now, I have Clamps and Intimidator on gold. Depending on where you're playing, who you're playing with, how you guys like to play, Pick Dodger is actually working decently well this game. If you need a box, you need a box and Rebound Chaser. All of this build's only 6'5", but his rebounding on defense is up there. So if you guys switch and you're on a big, or you get the help down low, or you're playing against someone who's a little bit bigger than you guys won't be stuck there. But for now, guys, I'm going this Clamp, Intimidator, and Pick Dodger. Helps you out a ton on the perimeter, which is where you're gonna be most of the time as a sharpshooter. All right, guys, moving on to this next build. This build is still a point guard. Point guards or guards first, and I'll do big men a little bit later in this video. But this is for the person who is, you know, they want to learn how to dribble. They want that elite dribble moves. They're not scared of learning how to dribble. They want to lab this game. They want to get better. And this build is still really good for beginners. It is probably the best build in the game right now for how the meta is, how the updates are. So this is your play shot build. Again, we're going with speed. I'm going to fill this out really quick for you guys. All right, guys, I filled everything out here. Now, this is what I would do. I would recommend to someone just starting off. Obviously, you guys can change this up as you see fit. Take away from maybe your shooting or your defense a little bit and put it on finishing so you can get some badges. I'm going to be a little bit taller with this build at 6'5", so he could use some finishing, but I'm smart. I'm taking wide open dunks. This is what I'm going with, guys. I like the defense on this build. Again, compact or slight, doesn't matter. Height, it's going to be 6'5", minimum weight. And then for the wingspan, guys, there's a few things you can do here. I like this a ton, going minimum, but 2K Lab came out with something saying that an 86 three-pointer is pretty much all you need to hit really consistently. And you can, if you guys really wanted to, you can go max wingspan, grind him out to a 99, then he'll have that above 86 threshold. But guys, you're a shooter. I want to shoot the best of my ability. I'm going right here. So at 99, I have a 95 three-pointer with all these Hall of Fame shooting badges. It is insane. And again, I'm going to choose the shooter takeover. Every single time I see it, I'm going to shoot this shooter takeover, especially for a guard. All right, guys, moving on to the badges. I'm going to go through them really quick. Again, Steely Finisher or Acrobat works here. Again, guys, these badges can change a lot. Difficult shots, Hot Zone Hunter, and Range Extender, at least silver is what I will go with for sure. I'm going with Deadeye, Flexible Release, and Hot Start. And again, depends on how you play. If you're a spot-up shooter, catch and shoot, but you have playmaking, you should be handling the ball a lot. Since you have the ball most of the time, volume shooters are a really good thing for this build. You could use Green Machine if you're just that good, but for these beginners, Flexible Release is a great badge to have, especially this year, and that's what I'm going with my badges. All right, guys, for these playmaking badges, again, some differences that you guys can make for yourself, but depending on how Ankle Breaker and Space Creator works, when it gets patched, I might choose one of those. Dimer and Floor General are great badges to have. Either or works, but I personally prefer Dimer as it is right now. Quick first step, non-negotiable, you must have that. Unpluckable and Handles for Days, you could get by going with gold for them, so you can get maybe a different badge, like you can go something like this, so you can get Space Creator Hall of Fame. But if you're a dribbler, you want that Handles for Days as high as it can go. And Unpluckable is always nice to have because you don't know when you run to a lockdown here that has Hall of Fame Pickpocket. So for right now, this is where I'm going to go with my badges. All right, guys, for these playmaking badges, I am for right now going with Unpluckable, Quick First Step, Handles for Days, Dimers, Lob City Passer, all on Hall of Fame with a bronze. Floor General, again, you could go Space Creator, Ankle Breaker, depending on how those badges work once the patch rolls through. But guys, lobs are almost unstoppable. If you have a Hall of Fame Lob City Passer and Finisher on your team, it's so hard to stop lobs. You have to bump them. It's hard to intercept that pass. Guys, this badge is insane. Also, Needle Threader goes really crazy too. The passes are just so much faster. So there's a good amount of badges you guys can go with, but this is what I'm choosing for right now. And for these defensive badges, making it nice and simple for you guys, Clamps, Intimidator, and Pick Dodger all on gold. And that is it for this build. On to the next one. Alright guys, next I'm going to move on to some big man builds. I'm going to give you guys 3 big man builds that you can choose from. Now we're going to go power forward for all of them except maybe one of them. And we're going to go starting off with this full green sharpshooting pie chart once again. And I'm going to go with as most speed as I can get, guys. I know for big man, some people like having that strength, but I love being as fast as I can be. Alright guys, there are my stats filled out. Really important that you max out your shooting as pretty much as high as it can go. You don't really gain any badges from going with max free throw, so I put some of those attributes on my driving layup and my close shot. And guys, you don't really need this close shot, but I just put it on there just in case, you know, you mess up, have that close shot, and if you're wide open, it goes in still. For a sharpshooter, you need as much defense as you can get. 10 badges is thin, but it will be enough to do what you got to do. I'm going with 6 playmaking badges, so you can do maybe a, the outlet, break starter badge. You can do unpluckable, quick first step. All those badges, guys, are going to be really, really nice. And on to the height. Guys, there is a lot of height talk this year, and you guys can see right now, when you go down 1 tick, it is +5 speed, +6 acceleration. You get a lot of things here, guys. Look at the shooting, especially when you go down to 6'7". And again, I really want to be around that 86 3-point shots minimum when you are maxed out at 99. So if you guys go 6'9", 6'10" is starting to push it some, 6'11", but I like a lot this 6'8". I know a lot of people like the 6'7" too, but I love this 6'8". It's pretty balanced with the defensive stats. It's not too like I'm going to guard heavy or big man heavy. Obviously, if you go 6'9", 6'10", you're gonna be able to guard bigs a little bit better. But just know, like, you have to think to yourself: are you gonna be playing the 2 a lot or the big a lot? Where are you gonna be playing at in the park? And if you're 6'7", you could potentially run point guard with this, bring the ball up. Just depends, guys, who you're gonna be playing with, how you like to play. But I love the 6'8". That's what I'm gonna go with. And for the weight, I'm just going straight up minimum at 99. The 73 speed turns into an 81 speed, which is really good for a big man build that can shoot. For this wingspan, guys, couple of decisions. I would not go minimum. You are 6'8". You have to be playing big. Sometimes you're gonna snatch a rebound, and like some of your stats just go down a lot. I don't think it's worth the +4 in shooting that you get. I really like this 2 ticks down from max wingspan, so you can start off with an 86 3-point shot. 2K Lab again said that it's really good to have that, and that's where you start getting to be really, really consistent. And at 99, you get a 93-point shot. And a 93-point shot for a big, it's just money, knockdown every single time. So I'm going with my 2 ticks below wingspan. As always, guys, choosing this sharpshooter takeover badge whenever I see it. Finishing badges, guys, slithery finisher, going with that. Now, guys, for these shooting badges, I recommend having catch and shoot, Deadeye, Hot Zone Hunter, and Rating Center Hall of Fame at least. You probably could get away with no or less Deadeye, but this is what I would do. Now, these badges depend on your gameplay and how you're playing, and be honest with yourself, guys. Are you someone who can green a lot? If so, Green Machine is insane. Flexible Release is really good whether you green a lot or you don't. Difficult shots, if you're playing someone who's bigger than you and your teammates let you have the ball, you can take them off the dribble a lot of the time into easy fades. You guys can put on a hot start, green machine. Obviously, guys, from here you can't really go wrong at all. You have a high 3-pointer. It's all going to go in. For me, guys, I would go something kind of like this. If you want to do your fades, if you have to do it, it's there. And that's what I'm going with. That you also, this pick and popper badge is pretty solid if you're going to be the screener. Just depends, guys. For my playmaking badges, I'm going unpluckable and quick first step. If you do not have unpluckable, you get stripped all the time. It's really, really annoying, but with unpluckable, it helps a ton for the guards spamming you, especially right when you get a rebound. For defensive badges, guys, this is what I would personally do. Rebound chaser on gold, intimidator on gold, box on bronze. If not, you can put it up even more because you're gonna have to be down low and guarding big men a lot. I do like having clamps on at least bronze so that when you're switched onto the guards, you can do at least, you have a little bit of hope to do something. Rim protector is solid. You don't have to have it, but the animations you get from pressing triangle is nice. And that's kind of what I would do for these badges, guys. And that is it for this build, guys. On to this next center build. Alright guys, for this next build, it's gonna be a ton of fun for all you guys. I used a similar build last year. It is this blue red, I think they call it the glass cleaning finisher, or even a paint beast sometimes, depending how you fill it out. For this, now this is where I start to think a little bit, because I know I'm gonna be playing a little bit bigger with this build whenever I play. You could do the even distribution pie chart, can't go wrong with that. That's if you guys want speed. Again, me personally, I am a speed demon. I want the fastest speed possible. When I max this out, you guys can see how fast this guy really gets. All right, guys, for the stats here, 18, 1, 13, 23. A lot of defense, and you get Hall of Fame finishing. 18 is more than enough to do what you want to do. For this, I'm gonna go burly. I'm gonna go minimum weight, but before I do that, let's go with the height, guys. I love this 6'8" height, guys. You could even do a 6'7" because your speed is ridiculous at this point, but I'm going with 6'8", and I am going to go this minimum weight, meaning that at 99 in my boost, I'm gonna have a 92 speed and a 90 acceleration with all of these crazy dunks, guys. This build just destroys people in the paint. He can actually handle the ball just a tiny bit. And with the wingspan, we're going with this maximum wingspan. You don't need anything less. 95 standing dunk, 93 driving. At 99 they go up +4, plus your ball handling goes to a 70, so you can get, I think, the normal dribble moves. And this build is just insane. A lot of people like this glass cleaner or rim protector badge, but no, guys, I'm trying to have fun. I'm trying to dunk on people. I'm trying to just do crazy things in the park. Your ball handling goes up, speed goes up, speed with ball goes up +10, and it's just crazy, guys. You get ridiculously fast when you get this slasher takeover activated, so I'm going with this badge. All right, guys, for me personally, these finishing badges are non-negotiable. Contact finisher and slither finisher are all really good. Avoid contact when you attack the rim, and you'll get even more dunk animations, contact dunk animations. Pro touch is really good if you use the shot stick. If you do not, consistent finisher is really good. I put on acrobat bronze because for some weird reason you missed a lot of reverse layups this year. They made it, you know, they used to be really overpowered. They go in all the time, so I kind of like that you have to actually aim it now for it to go in. Lob City finisher, put it on silver. You could put on Hall of Fame, but I catch lobs. You catch lobs regardless on silver Hall of Fame. I just like to have it. Showtime is nice because it boosts everyone's meter, takeover meter, when you dunk and do any highlight type of play. You could put on Giant Slayer because you're a little bit on the shorter side, but there's not a ton of tall centers in this game, guys. So just think about that when you're choosing these badges. Relentless finisher, you don't really need it once you get your, you know, Gatorade stamina boost, and that's what I'm going with for these badges, guys. All right, guys, for these badges, I'm going unpluckable for sure. Quick first step for sure. Downhill is really good with this build, guys. You are really fast after you snag an offensive rebound and you take it coast to coast. A lot of times you're faster than most centers, so it's just an easy contact dunk on the little guard when you get to that point. Post spin technician, you get a little boost off of the post spins this year, and this badge helps that out. On this last badge, you put needle threader, you can put break starter, you can put, you know, if you had to, Lob City Pat, like all these badges, they're still solid, but going with needle threader. Now, guys, for these defensive badges, I would do something similar to this. You need Rebound Chaser Hall of Fame. Intimidator Hall of Fame is not as good as last year, but it's still pretty dang good. Box, you can take that up even higher to even gold or even Hall of Fame, since you are an undersized big, so you need to box out pretty much every single time. Brick Wall Hall of Fame is really good. I love this interceptor badge, guys. This year, if you don't have this and you press square for a steal, you're just so out of place. So I like having interceptor in Hall of Fame. Rim protectors can get better block animations. You could put that up even higher as well. And clamps, so that when you have to switch onto the guards, you can do so. But if you guys don't anticipate doing that, you also can put clamps down and put it somewhere else, like maybe even post move lockdown or rim protector, chase down artist, box. Pogo stick is solid this year. It's not as good as previous years, but if you guys jump a lot, press triangle a lot, that is a great badge to have. And that is it for this build, guys. On to my last build. It is a post scorer build. Now for this post scorer build, guys, this is the only position that I might make it into a center. You'll see why pretty soon, guys. It's gonna be a max blue. Alright guys, for the pie charts, this is the only build that I will rate waiver off of this agility pie chart, because I want 99 strength with this post scorer build, back to the basket all the time. You could choose this even split, but I really like these two pie charts right here, either the strength agility or strength vertical, and I'm going to go with the strength vertical pie chart. The speed's going to be bad regardless, so let's at least get a lot of extra vert there. All right, guys, so here is the build here. Now, post hooks, guys. Post hooks are ridiculous this year. They are absolutely ridiculous. They go in all the time, every time. You can do it from the free throw line. The reason why I have some shooting up is so that we can get the reason why I have shooting up so we can get Deadeye and we can get Hot Zone Hunter. And you can throw on deep fade. Deep fade isn't that great of a badge if you only have a 78 post fade, but at 99 gets to an 82, so you might want to throw that on. But if anything, guys, you could just only do 3 badges, but you see how you like this 9 extra attributes and you can get an extra 4 badges, so that's the reason why I did it. 20 playmaking is a ton and a ton of badges, but with how this build is, you could go drop it down, but once you do that, like your badges drop so fast. Like I would love to have lateral quickness and perimeter defense up, but like for that many playmaking badges, like look at that, 1 2 3 4, like with just 7 ticks you go down 5 badges. So you guys have to do that. You have to put that playmaking up. All right, guys, for this build I'm going Burley. I'm a big boy build with a lot of strength. Burley's the wave. So for your height, it's important that when you guys are doing this, that your driving dunk will eventually get to a 50, whether that's right away or at 99. 50 is the point you have to hit to get those big man contact dunks. So while you're doing this, guys, pay attention to that. Now, I hate 7'3" builds, but this is the only build that makes me think about being 7'3". But the speed just goes down so much, and it depends. Are you playing 1v1s all the time? If you're playing ones, sure, 7'3", but you'll like people will blow by you like crazy. They'll go past you. Be really smart how you do this. But on offense, you will score every single time if you're 7'3". But for me, I think I'm gonna go a little bit less towards 7 foot, 7'1", 7'2", around that. But for me, guys, like I'm settling on 7'3" just for the fact that post hooks are ridiculous right now, and unless they patch it, 7'3", you cannot get a contest at all. You'll just start going from the free throw line. I saw Ticino in a wager the other day against this guy named Post Hooking, and he just post hooked the entire game. You just cannot stop it at all. So 7'3", just that fact is really toxic, but that's just the reason. All right, guys, so when you do your weight and wingspan, important things here that I personally like a 99 strength with this build. Maybe 98, doesn't matter too much. And your driving dunk needs to get to a 50. That is the 2 marks you are trying to hit here. At least that 50 dunk. You don't have to have a 99 strength. So you see me here going back and forth with this strength and wingspan so that I can kind of get to the point where I have a 91 strength starting off, +8 with all the boosts I can get in the game will make me a 99 eventually. And I found it, I think, right here. Yep, this point at 257, 258, you can get a 91 strength starting off, and you get a driving dunk starting off of a 48, so that you only need to get to a 97 to get that contact dunk package. If you guys want to start off with big man contact dunks, just take your stats off of something something probably like you could be shooting or maybe a little bit of defense. It could be shooting, maybe a little bit of defense. Throw it up, I think 2 or 3 ticks, and that will make you have a 55 driving dunk starting off. Let's see if this works again. So this one's at 49, so you have to go one more time and throw up another tick there. If you guys, this only if you want to start off with your contact dunks, which I think most people do because they don't want to grind that much to get there. But you do lose 1 shooting badge, but it's not that important because I'm not a shooting build. So for the takeover, you guys must do this post score takeover. It is still overpowered. You throw people out the way, you dunk them like crazy. Post fades, post hooks, all of that, they just go in with this post score badge. If you miss on this, you miss with this badge, you might just suck. All right, guys, for these badges, I'm gonna start with finishing. It's hard to go wrong here. I have contact finisher, consistent, and pro touch. Now, if you're really good at the game, you could just put off consistent finisher because when you're using the stick, pro touch kicks in, and pro touch is just freaking amazing. Deep hooks must have. That's how you get those free throw line free throw line hooks. Showtime's really good. Let me just throw on a Lob City finisher. You don't really need Relentless finisher, but you can put it on if you really want to. For this, I'm gonna put on Hot Zone Hunter for sure, and then you can choose Deep Fades or Deadeye. Just remember that Deep Fades is for fadeaways, and I personally don't take them much, so I'm just doing these 2 badges here. Now, for these playmaking badges, you have 20, and it actually sounds ridiculous, but that's just what you have, and that's what the build is. So this is what I'm going to go with. Just Unpluckable, Quick First Step, Post Spin Technician, Dream Shake, and once you learn these Dream Shakes and these like pump fakes, the defender will start just biting at it and jumping almost for no reason. Break Starter, you can have a bailout if you wanted to. Needle Threader is good, so I'm gonna do that. Bailout and Needle Threader, and this is almost too many playmaking badges, but guys, it is what it is. You saw that if you start messing with it, they go down like crazy. Either you have 20 or you have like 10, so I'm gonna choose 20. For these defensive badges, I'm going to go with Intimidator for sure. Rebound Chaser. You could put on maybe a bronze box or even no box. You're tall, 7'3". You can just snag just because you're tall and in position. From here, you put on your rim protector and maybe a brick wall if you're setting screens. This depends on how you like to play. All right, guys, that is it for this video. Everything is timestamped in the description. You guys want to go back and check it out. It took me a long time to make this video, guys, so I really appreciate it if you guys would come down to the comment section, leave a comment, drop a like, and of course, subscribe with notifications on. We are on the road to 6,000 subscribers. If you guys want me to make any of these builds, grind them to 99 for you guys, let me know in the comments. Again, ask any question. I answer all of them. Very active in my comment section. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time, see you later.